The topic today is virtue and etiquette leads to a clear mind. ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီဆူတောင်းလိုက်တာပြည့်စုံလို့ပါလဲဆိုတော့ခေါင်းစဉ်လေးနဲ့တင်လာတာအခုဆိုရင်အပိုင်း6ရှိပြီပေါ့နော်ဒီပြီးခဲ့တဲ့ပတ်ရဲ့အခုပတ်မှာကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီဝရိတရဲ့စရိတရဲ့စိတ်ကလေးပြောင်းထားဖို့ရဲ့အကြောင်းကိုပြောလာတယ်အဲ့တော့ဒီရဲ့ပတ်ကတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့သတင်းကြဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်စရိတပိုင်းကိုနည်းနည်းပြောပြီးတော့မိဘတွေကိုရှင်းထုတ်လိုက်ကြတယ်ဒီနေ့မှာတော့ဝရိတပိုင်းမှာမပြီးသေးတဲ့ခါလေးကိုပြန်ပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်သွားပြီပေါ့နော် So this is our agenda for today. We're going to have Varadama discussion mindset, and we'll review the part 5 that we discussed. And Ricky will play the 5 precept song that he couldn't do it last week. Then we'll discuss about what we should learn from today and what you should keep in your mind forever from last 5 weeks and this week. And today's discussion is why should we not break the third precept? That will be the main discussion. Then agenda number 5 is we will sing and have fun with the Quantum Novus theme song. Then we'll discuss about the take-home message. And at the end, you will go to the parents and you will answer the questions based on what we have learned. So, general, can I ask the name? The answer is the machine message harigo. I can chame, the lady and if you are big at that, Napaga than Hara Halady, who didn't have Halady, who can be the road, sooner Yame. Be a Rikiga, Amadila, Chiligo, the Lana, the so they are only like so Yame. Be a, the name, the Nanapata Biro. Legal lady. The Navigator Kama, Parimamia, Mr. How, a Bibiame, Bien, the name, Abadilama, Tatiana Chete, coming to Mr. Saraka and John, they listen to me. A bien, General Quadra Novus clearly to a thing song, the Awara Parimagani, Biro, General Pian Tarrant, Chenigo, to Sojame, a Biroma, Sine Tangana, Biro, Engo, no message the bonus for how, Biro, Lydia, Nugishima, got you in the other lady, Nicolay. Okay, so let's have our Varadama discussion mindset together. I like to discuss Dhamma. I discuss Dhamma well. I enjoy discussing Dhamma. I am happy discussing Dhamma. Discussing Dhamma is the only thing I am focused on at this moment. Kiare Rodi, Dhamma Ago, Lolo Shinchin, Free Java Loli, Lina Kaumonswa, Free Java Loli, Free Jinai, Willow Inside Java Loli, Free Jinai, Yosin Java Loli, Free Jin Food and Laika, Mibio Iseko, Dita Susai Java Loli. Okay, so this is the review of what we discussed last few weeks ago. Anybody would like to volunteer and discuss any slide? Jenny, go ahead.
Top right one.
The top right one, okay, go ahead.
So that one basically just like things that like parents should teach their children. It's like their values, responsibilities.
Very good. So this is our Burmese and Buddhist cultural values. Because last week was the full moon day of the danger. So our culture is you pay respect to your parents, your grandparents, your elders. So we contemplate on the value of your parents. And the parents contemplate on the value of the children. And we apologized and forgave each other. So that's what we did. So as a Burmese, as a Buddhist, that this is taken from the Buddhist scripture that we all should know. We all should appreciate the parents' value. And we as parents appreciate the value of you guys, the kids. Okay, so that's what we did. Very good. Anybody else would like to take any other slide? Ricky, you're not here, so you're excused. Kevin.
Okay, so the bottom right, it's basically things that you should do, and especially for like novices.
Okay. So ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီမှာတော်တော်များများကစာရိတ္တပိုင်းကိုကလေးတွေကိုတင်ကြဘူး၅ပါးသီလဝရိတ္တပိုင်းကိုတင်ကြတယ်အမှန်တော့၅ပါးသီလဖြစ်တဲ့ဝရိတ္တဒီအရေးကြီးသလိုဒီစာရိတ္တပိုင်းဟာလည်းအရန်ကိုအရေးကြီးပါတယ်အိမ်ဒီမှာမိဘတွေနဲ့ကလေးတွေရန်ဖြစ်နေကြတာဒီနဲ့နေရာမတည့်ကြတာအဖေနဲ့သားသမီးနဲ့မတည့်ကြတာအမေနဲ့သားသမီးနဲ့မတည့်ကြတာဒီစာရိတ္တပိုင်းကိုကျွန်တော်တို့မတင်လို့ပါအဲ့တော့ဒီစာရိတ္တပိုင်းကိုဗုဒ္ဓကကျွန်တော်တို့လူတွေအတွက်တုတ်တန်တစ်ခုမှာဟောခဲ့ပြီးမဲ့ဒီလိုအသေးစိတ်ကိုကိုရင်နေဆရာတော်တွေဘုန်းကြီးတွေအတွက်ခဏကဝတ္တခဏကဆိုပြီးတော့အဲ့မှာသင်ခဲ့တာရှိတယ်နော်အဲ့တော့ခဏဘယ်လိုချွတ်ရမလဲသင်္ကန်းဘယ်လိုဝတ်ရမလဲပစ္စည်းတွေဘယ်လိုထားရမလဲတကားဘယ်လိုပေးရမလဲခြေထောက်ဘယ်လိုမနေရအောင်ဆိုတဲ့ဟာတွေကိုကျွန်တော်တို့ကလေးတွေပြောပြတယ် right so this is about sarita about how you keep your etiquette, right? Etiquette at home, in your room, keeping your room clean, keeping yourself clean. Whenever you play piano or any music, how you keep your instrument. When you play golf, how you clean your golf club. The etiquette that you keep anywhere, at school, at home, right? At the golf course, at the piano. So those are called sarita, right? So that's what we discussed last week. Very good. Anyone else? Nolan. A little louder, please. Okay, so the bottom left, we give you an example of this picture. A lady seems to be very wealthy, rich, has a lot of clothes, but she does not have sarita. Then she doesn't even know which one to wear. Right? And we talk about how to keep your room clean, how to keep your clothes in order. So, Kenneth, you were online last week. Can you discuss about that slide on the left upper corner? If you don't, it's okay. No, all right, that's fine. Anybody else want to discuss about William?
Okay, so for Vita, it's like the big laws that are already set by like maybe like by higher powers, I guess. And then Sarita, it's more like norms, ethics, etiquette, which are like kind of done. So, okay, let me rephrase. Sarita, it's not like official, but it's better to follow. It's better to follow.
So we usually talk about warita, which is 5%, right? But a lot of times we don't do those, right? We don't kill anyone, right? Even if we accidentally kill an ant or small little insect, that's accidentally. We don't do it intentionally. Forget about killing a human being. But we always talk about that. Oh, don't kill, don't kill. And we're not out there stealing stuff every day. That's what we talk about every day. When you go to the temple, you meet your parents, you meet a monk. That's what they talk about, right? Sexual misconduct. We're not sleeping with someone's wife or husband or boyfriend or girlfriend every day. But that's what we talk about all the time, right? But we don't talk much about the sarita, right? we tend to react. We close the door, bang! We stomp the food, right? We throw stuff. We open the door and look in someone's room and it's clothes everywhere. Dirty clothes at the corner. That's right? So we don't talk about it. That's our weak point. That's the reason why when you do something, I'm angry and upset and I react. I have been teaching you. I've been sending you to the temple. How can you rude? Well, apparently, we don't teach you this. We teach you only the 5%. That's the problem, right? ကျွန်တော်တို့တွေဒီကလေးတွေကို၅ပါးသီလပဲအဓိကထားသင်ပေးတယ်။၅ပါးသီလကြီးရေးကြည့်ပါတယ်။ဒါပေမဲ့တကယ်ပို့ပြီးတော့ဘာဒီပို့ရေးကြည့်တယ်လေကိုနဲ့ကိုသားသမီးနဲ့ဆက်ဆံဖို့ကိုနဲ့ကိုယောက်ျားနဲ့ဆက်ဆံဖို့ကိုမျိုးသမီးနဲ့ဆက်ဆံဖို့ဒီ sorry ဒါစကားပြောပုံဆိုပုံနေပုံထိုင်ပုံမျက်နှာအနေထား gesture ခန္ဓာကိုယ်အနေထားအစဒါဒီ sorry ဒါအောင်မှာပါတယ်ဟုတ်လားဒီ sorry ဒါကိုမြတ်စွာဘုရားကဒီခန္ဓာကဝတ်ချက်မှာသိသိပြောခဲ့တယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဗမာတွေကျွန်တော်တို့ငယ်တော့အကြောင်းတွေမှာသင်ရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့သူခက်မှာမနင်ကလည်းမသိဘူးဒီတိုင်းမှာလည်းမသိဘူးအဲ့တော့ကလေးတွေကသူတို့မှန်တယ်ထင်တဲ့ဟာသူတို့လုပ်တယ်ကိုကဒေါသထွက်မှန်ကလေးတွေပြစ်မဟုတ်ဘူးကျွန်တော်တို့ပြစ်ပါအဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကကလေးတွေကိုအာဝတ္တဖြစ်တဲ့ဝရိတပိုင်းသင်လို့စရိတပိုင်းကိုလည်းသင်ရမှာဟုတ်လားအာမလည်းပဲကိုမိသားစုကိုသားသမီးနဲ့ကိုနဲ့အဆင်ပြေပါနောက်မို့ဆိုရင်အဆင်မပြေဘူးဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲကိုကပြောမယ်အနေသမီးဘာမှနေလို့လဲသမီးအမေပြောလို့ပဲလူမတတ်ဘူးလေသမီးကိုမှမခုဘူးသမီးသူများယောက်ျားနဲ့လည်းအိမ်နေတာမဟုတ်ဘူးသမီးရက်လည်းမတတ်ဘူးလိမ့်မလိမ့်ဘူးသမီးငါးပါးတိကလုံးနဲ့လိမ့်မေးဘာမှလို့လဲဘာမှမလို့ဒါပေမဲ့ကိုဖြစ်ချင်တာအဲ့ဒါလည်းမကဘူးလေကိုငယ်တော့လည်းလူရှင်နဲ့ကောင်းလေးမဟုတ်ပြီးသွားကြလက်လေးနံပါတ်နဲ့ပေးသေးတယ်ကိုမမသိမယ်ဒီနိုင်ငံမှာဘယ်သူမှမသိဒီနိုင်ငံမှာကျောင်းမှာဆရာမစာသင်နေတယ်စာလို့ခေါ်တော့လုံးတင်ပြီးတော့နေတယ်ဒါသူတို့က normal ပေါ့ကိုအိမ်မှာကိုစမဲလွဲပေါ်မှာအဲ့လိုလာလို့ကြည့်ပါဘာဖြစ်မလဲဘောကဖန်ကိုရိုက်ပြီရိုက်တော့ခေါ်ရတဲ့ဝန်ခေါ်ဒီကလည်းရဲဘာပြောမလဲဘယ်သူပြစ်ဖြစ်မလဲဒီကဗမာကချက်သူမသိဘူးရဲဒီဖြစ်အောင်ဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်သူတို့က hey that's normal why are you angry you're abusing the kid အဲ့လိုမျိုးရောက်ထောင်ထဲရောက်တဲ့ဗမာပြည်သားစုတွေအများကြီးပဲရှိတယ်နော်ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီ Sarita လို့ပြော okay so you guys really need to understand about Sarita because you are living in two different cultures you're born in America you live in American cultures but at home your parents are hybrid they're not purely American right but they're not 100% Burmese either. So they kind of like practice two standards. It's hard for you, isn't it? No, help me out, right? So, hey, at school I do this, I'm fine. At home I do this, and my father yell at me. What's wrong with that? My father must be crazy, right? So that's because your parents. You need to understand your parents. Your parents are brought up in a different culture. You're brought up in American culture, they're brought up in Burmese culture, and you're caught between. Okay? So that's the reason why we're learning this Sarita. Alright? Okay, that's what we learned last week. So last week we played a song. So Ricky was supposed to play with guitar, so Ricky couldn't come last week. So Ricky is going to play guitar with this 5% sound. Ricky, would you grab the guitar and you want to play? Yes. So instead of 5%, right, we're going to make it easy and fun, right? So instead of saying that in Pali, instead of saying that in Burmese, instead of saying these long words, we're going to just keep it simple, right? So William, can you sing that song? Let's help William. Why don't we all sing together? Right, Jackson, you can sing that song too? Yes, you can. We'll sing together. We'll sing that song together. Okay. All right, let's start. 1, 2, 3. I will practice not to take life. Practice not to take life. Practice not to take life. I will practice every day. I will practice not to take stuff. Practice not to take stuff. Practice not to take stuff. I will practice every day. I will practice loving kindness. Practice loving kindness. Practice loving kindness. I will practice every day. I will practice not to tell lies. Practice not to tell lies. Practice not to tell lies. I will practice every day. I will practice not to get high. Practice not to get high. I will practice not to get high. I will practice every day. All right, Ricky, why don't you do it solo? You want to come up here? Okay, all right, go ahead. Okay, thank you. All right, so we're going to move on. So we're going to discuss a little bit about what you should know at the end and what you should be discussing with your parents at the end today. So we have been discussing about SPLOT, stand for sure, pure, learner, offer, doer. Okay, in Pali, Saga, Sila, Sutta, Saga, Vinaya, right? What is evil? Evil means opposite of good. And what else?
Bad karma.
Bad karma. So we're going to talk about that today a little bit more. What are the duties of parents and children that we discussed last week? You remember?
Take care
of relatives.
Take care of your relatives. That's one. Good. Take your bloodline. Okay.
Keep tradition.
Keep your tradition.
Take care of
Take care of your parents.
Take care of the house.
Take care of the house. So that you as your kids, right? You take care of your parents, right? You take care of the finances of your parents, right? You take care of your relatives. What about after they die? So after I die, what should you do for me? You remember, do donation, and you send that donation, that positive energy to me wherever I will be, right? So for us as parents, we teach you not to do wrong things, to do right things. We give you money, seed money for investment. We give you education, and we make sure you get a good life partner, right? So those are things that we do for you guys. Okay. Also, we'll talk about what is good. You're gonna sing a 5 song that you just did. You're gonna know the difference between sarita and why is it as important as warita. Just talk about that. What are the only 3 things you need in life to achieve anything? We'll discuss them more today. Why should we not break third precept? We're going to learn that today. And we'll learn about Pantanobis stem song today also. Okay? All right. Okay, so this is a topic today. The virtue and etiquette leads to a clear mind. Okay, virtue here means 5%. Right? The etiquette is a sarita that we just talked about. If you keep both the 5% and the sarita or the etiquette, your mind will be clear. Why is that important to have a clear mind? So you don't do evil. What else? Why is that important to have a clear mind? Only when you have clear mind you can think, right? Whether you're talking to your friend or you're studying, anything you do, you have to have a clear mind. If not, you'll be confused, right? Whatever you say will not make sense. Whatever decision you make will not be right, right? အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကဒီနေ့ဩဝါဒပါဠိမှာပါတယ်မကောင်းမှုရှောင်ကောင်းမှုဆောင်ဖြောစိတ်ကိုထားဆွဲဟာလေးကိုကျွန်တော်လည်းပြောင်းပြီးတော့ဝါရိတကရှောင်စာရိတစာဝါရိတဆိုတာက9ပါးတိလကိုကျွန်တော်တို့ကြိုးပအောင်အာမင်စာရိတကိုဝါရိတဆိုတာအားလုံးပေါ့နော်ခုနကကျွန်တော်ပြောခဲ့တဲ့ဟာလေးကိုဆောင်မယ်ဆိုရင်စိတ်ကလေးကိုလည်းဖြောထားမယ်ဆိုတာနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့တွေ့လာဟုတ်လား Okay. So now today, from the Warita side, from the 5 precept, we have discussed about the first 2. We're going to now discuss about the third precept. What is third precept? Jackson, what is third precept? That precept is sexual misconduct, right? Not to do any sexual misconduct. Why is that important, Ricky? Why is sexual misconduct important in life? Now, how many of you are uncomfortable discussing about sexual misconduct? Raise your hand. Don't be shy. You're not comfortable. Okay. Yeah. Why are you not comfortable? It's wrong to discuss about sexual misconduct? Right, doing is wrong, right? No, I'm not talking about doing it. Yeah, definitely you shouldn't do it. I'm talking about discussing about it. You feel uncomfortable discussing about it? How about you? So we should be very comfortable discussing about it. Only then you will not do it. Right? So why is that important? Why is sexual misconduct important in this country? Okay, this is America. America has double standard. Why? So, for example, anywhere you go, whether at school, at work, if you do anything wrong, the rules over here for sexual misconduct is really, really clear and strict. So, if, for example, let's say we're at work. I touch her like this. That's a sexual misconduct. I could be in jail just for doing that. Why?
Because it's sexual assault.
It's considered sexual assault. Okay? Now, I look at Upaisu like this. You're so handsome. That could be sexual misconduct. Right? But if you can date a girl, you can go sleep with her and no problem. But if the same girl don't like you, or the same boy don't like you, just look. That's a sexual misconduct. Okay? So, that is double standard, you can say. Because If they like you, no matter what you do, no problem. If they don't like you, award, just like that. You're handsome. You're cute. That's a sexual harassment. ဟလာဒီနိုင်ငံကနော်ဗမာနိုင်ငံနဲ့ဆိုရနော်ဘာဖြစ်လဲဆိုတော့မကြိုက်ဘူးဆိုရင်ကြည့်တာနဲ့ဟိုထိတာနဲ့ဟို second misconduct ဆိုပြီးတော့ထောင်ချလို့ရတယ်ကြိုက်ရဲ့ဘာမှရတော့ပြီးတော့တူတူအိတ်လဲဘာပြဿနာမှမတက်ဘူး Okay, so let's look at it. So why is sexual misconduct important? That's what I want you to understand. Okay, so now some of you are going to be teenagers, some of you are already teenagers, some of you are going to be teenagers. You need to understand this, right? Very, very unlikely that you'll get into trouble at high school. But when you get to your work, you could be in trouble if you don't know what you're doing. Okay? So let's look at it. Well, so we're going to talk about consequences of sexual misconduct in the United States. So this is the United States law. Okay? So, under sexual misconduct, they have, what do they have? Sexual harassment. But their definition of sexual harassment is broad. A lot could be sexual harassment. Another touch could be sexual harassment. Okay? Let me give you my own example. I was in residency, right? I was in intensive care unit. I was a chief resident. So there was a nurse. She's about my mother's age. Okay? So there was a code blue, a guy dying, I'm helping the guy. Now that nurse has another patient who is fairly stable, but she is kind of nurse who really, really want to get attention for her. So she want me to read an ultrasound report for her patient. So I tell her, hey, I'm running the code. The guy is dying here. Let's wait. Now I finish the code. I went to her. And we have been in good terms together. So I touched her. No, it's okay. You know that I was running. So I touched her like that. That's all. Next day, my program director called me. She complained against me sexual harassment because I touched her. I'm not joking. It's my own personal experience. Okay? It's not even a hug. It's a touch. Sexual harassment. Why? Because she was accident angry at me because she couldn't get my attention. And I didn't think I was wrong. She did it to a point that she wanted me to report. She wanted my program director to report to California Medical Board so that I can lose my license. My program director was so nice and defended me. Right? So some things happen in this country. Right? As you all know, I work for the prison system. There are some prisoners just like that. Okay? A lot of Hispanic kids, they date a young girl. Unfortunately, that girl, the guy didn't know that the girl was underage. Now, their parents didn't like him, reported to the police. They were just dating, they're not doing any sexual intercourse or anything. Now, the guy ended up in prison. So, in this country, sexual harassment is very wide. Stalking. You could be just walking behind a girl. She can call 911, that guy is stalking me. Are you going to prove that? Of course, rape is horrible. You see, retaliation. What is retaliation? Where?
It's like in defense or like revenge, like in retaliation, they did this.
You take a revenge, or someone take a revenge just because you are not nice to that person, or they just don't like you. Okay? But they can frame you, put it under sexual misconduct. Right? Some of those are very obvious: fundament, domestic violence, sexual exploitation. Those, a lot of these you won't do, but you go end up being framed under retaliation, stalking, or sexual harassment because the definition is so wide. Okay? So now let's look at what kind of punishment you can get here. So this is children rate, definitely 10 years, 20 years. I don't think we need to worry about you guys doing this. All right? Sexual assault, aggravated sexual assault, 3 to 7 years. I'm sure you will not do this. But look at this sexual harassment, section 12, which could be just a look or a touch. Imprisonment up to 3 years with a fine. 3 years in prison, just for a look, just for a touch. Okay? Now, today, you guys text quite a lot, right? Now, some kids end up in prison for sexting. How many years? 3 years. Be careful. Right? It could be your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and you're putting some kind of little nasty joke or whatever. Now, guess what? Their parents are not happy with you. They can take that to the police. And sexting is sexual misconduct, harassment. You could end up in prison for 3 years, plus a fine. Okay? So, child pornography, I don't think you need to worry about it, but don't even think about looking at those stuff, because look at that, 3 to 7 years along with the fine. Okay? So the unnatural offenses, I don't think you will do that. Abatement, meaning you ran away with abatement, attempt to commit offense, reporting offenses. So imprisonment for 1 year to 1/2 of the longest term of imprisonment provided for that offense. So if you don't report those sexual misconduct stuff, you won't end up in jail for 1 year. Okay? So you really need to understand this country is a weird country. Right? The law is really strict. If they like you, you can do anything you want. When I say anything, anything. If they don't like you, a lock and a touch will put you in prison for 3 years. Right? အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့တွေကအမားတွေဖြစ်တော့ကလေးတွေကိုဒီကာမရလိုက်နဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့ဘာမှမပြောချင်ဘူးမတင်ပေးချင်မတင်ပေးလို့မရအောင်နော်မတင်ပေးလို့ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကပောက်ပြရိုက်နေခိုင်းတာမဟုတ်ပြဿနာဘယ်လိုရှိနေလဲဆိုတော့ပြပြအောင်လားဒီနိုင်ငံမှာပြီးတဲ့အတိုင်းကြိုက်ရင်တွေ့တဲ့ကောင်မလေးနဲ့ကြိုက်လို့သွားအိတ်လို့ရတယ်ဘာပြဿနာမှမရှိဘူးမကြိုက်ရင်ခုနကလိုလက်ကလေးနဲ့ထိလိုက်တာမျက်စိလေးနဲ့ကြည့်လိုက်တာလည်းကိုဘာတော့နဲ့ချခံနိုင်အဲ့တော့ကိုကလေးကလည်းမဖြစ်ဘူးလို့မပြောနိုင်ဘူးဒါတင်ထားပြရဟုတ်နော် Okay. And that's the law. That's the US law. Now we're going to look at what Buddha said. Okay. So these are the 11 consequences of sexual conduct according to Buddhism. Yes, sir.
Why is being reborn as a woman a consequence?
Let's discuss about it. Very good. Very good question. So we'll get that. We'll get that. Very good. Very good. So all right, let's read number 1. What is number 1? Being
Southern.
Yeah. If you ever end up in prison, let me tell you, in prison. So those child molesters, rapists, they have to be in a separate cell and separate building. Why do they die in prison?
Because the other people like it.
Okay. The prison has their own rules, meaning not the law. They are prisoners, the rule that the prisoner follow. Now, if you ever end up in jail or prison with the sexual misconduct, the law may fine you only 3 years. But guess what? You're dead in there. They're going to kill you. Because there are other prisoners who really, really hate people who end up with sexual offense. They kill you. Right? So people will be disgusted by the others. So you gotta be very careful. Number two, having many enemies, for sure, right? I just give you example. Lacking in wealth and prosperity. Now, that's a karmic energy. If you break that precept, okay, you will lose wealth. Give me an example. Let's say, yeah, go ahead. Someone steals from you. Why would that happen? How would that happen in this country? Let's forget about next life. Let's say, oh, I don't believe in next life. But this life, let's say, what will happen to me if I cheat my wife and I date someone else and my wife finds out?
Pay for child support.
Number one, my wife will divorce me. Number two, I'll have to pay half of my income to my wife, right? Number three, I'll have to go to court and I'll have to spend a lot of money for my lawyer, right? Have to pay money for all my 3 kids. Then I'll have to support that next new wife or whatever I'm dating. Half of my wealth will be gone. I'm not even talking about this life. At this life, that will happen, right? Look at Jeff Bezos. Well, he's a very, very filthy rich guy, but still, he lost half of his wealth, right? Now, I did have some amount of money, but I'm not rich. But if I break 5 precepts, if I break that third precept, chances that I'm going to be broke very soon, right? So now we're talking about only this life, even if you don't believe in next life. But if you believe in next life you'll be born in a poor family, right? And that's what it means, lacking in wealth and prosperity, being deprived of happiness. Let's say I do bad things in the Burmese community. The Burmese community is really small, right? Everybody know you. Whether you do good or bad, they know you right away. So what will happen? Oh, that say I'm living life. Yeah, he's a hypocrite. Right? He's cheating his wife. You think I'll be happy in the community? No way. Right? So, being deprived of happiness. Now, Kevin, being reborn as a woman. Why is that?
I don't know.
Anybody can think why Buddhism said being reborn as a woman? Okay, so that's for guys, of course. Okay, now you are born as a girl for several reasons, right? A lot of the reason that you're born as a girl is because you want to be a girl, right? The chances that if you're a girl today, if you are going to be reborn as a human being, you likely will be reborn as a woman or a girl. The reason why is it's in your gene, it's in your subconscious mind. And before you die, you will think about one of those things that you have done in your whole life. There's a good chance that you'll be reborn as a woman. Now, the guys, the same thing. If you're a guy, there's a good chance that you'll be reborn as a guy. But if you do any of these sexual misconduct, you'll be reborn as a girl. All right? That's what Buddha said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကကာမေတုမိစ္ဆာဆိုရကံကျူးလွန်ပြီဆိုရင်ဒါဒီ17ချက်ဒီမြတ်စွာဘုရားကပြောထားခဲ့တယ်နော်အဲ့တော့ဒီ17ချက်ထဲမှာကျွန်တော်တို့ကကလေးတွေကိုကာမေတုမိစ္ဆာကံမကျူးလွန်နဲ့ဘာဖြစ်မလဲဆိုတဲ့ဟာကိုမပြောပြဘူးအဲ့တော့ကလေးတွေကမသိတော့ who cares ငါဒီနိုင်ငံမှာနေတာပဲဘာကြောက်စရာရှိလဲငါဒီနိုင်ငံမှာအားလုံးကဝလက်စလက်နေကနေနေကြတယ်သွားပြီးတော့ဒိတ်လို့နေကြတယ်အိတ်ကျွဲလို့နေအိတ်နေတယ်ဘာပြဿနာရှိလဲအဲဒီနိုင်ငံမှာကပြဿနာကသူတို့ကြိုက်ရင်မရှိဘူးသူတို့မကြိုက်ရင်ဒီနိုင်ငံကလောရလည်းအရန်ကျက်တယ်ဟာသူတို့မကြိုက်ရင်လက်ကလေးနဲ့သွားတို့တာနဲ့မျက်လုံးနဲ့ကြည့်ရတယ်ပြဿနာတက်နိုင်ဒါကဒီနိုင်ငံကလောပေါ့နော်အဲ့တော့ဖျားပြောထားတာတော့ဒီ17ချက်ပေါ့နော် အဲ့တော့အမေသူမစ္စရာကန်ကျူလန်လူကိုရီကအောင်ကြမကြိုက်ဘူးဘာကြောင့်မကြိုက်လဲဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်ဒီနိုင်ငံမှာဆိုပို့ဆိုးတဲ့ပုံမှာတိုင်ဝမ်ချစ်ချင်နေကောင်းမှာပဲလုပ်သည်ဖြစ်စေမကောင်းမှာပဲလုပ်သည်ဖြစ်စေတော့ဘယ်ပုံမှန်ဘယ်လောက်မှမကြဘူးရက်ပိုင်းပဲမှာပေါ်လာနော်ဘယ်သူမှလည်းကြိုက်တယ်မဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့လိုပဲထောင်ထဲမှာဆိုရင်ဒီ rate space တွေဆိုရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့ US ဥပဒေမှာ California မှာဒေတာလို့ပါတယ်ဆိုတော့ချက်မရှိဘူး။အနေရောက်ပဲ rate လို့သူကအများဆုံးရှိတတ်ပြောမယ်။ဒါပေမဲ့ထောင်လိုက်ရအောင်သိတာဘာလို့ထောင်သားချင်းရပြီအဲ့လိုမျိုးတော့တက်ပြတယ်။နော်။အဲ့တော့ဒါမျိုးသူမိတ်ဆွေတွေကျူးလွန်တဲ့လူကလူတွေကမကြိုက်ဘူး။ရန်လူတွေများလာမယ်။သူ့ရဲ့ချမ်းသာမှုတွေရောသွားမယ်။ဒီနိုင်ငံမှာကျွန်တော်တို့ကအောက်ပြားရင်နောက်မိန်းမယူရင်ရှိတဲ့မိန်းမတော့ပေးရမယ်။လေးစိတ်ပေးရမယ်။တော့ရှင်းမြဟာတော့ချက်ချင်းမွဲသွားမယ်နောက်ဘဝမှာမဟုတ်ဘူးเนาะအခုဘဝမှာတော့ချက်ချင်းမွဲသွားနောက်ဘဝမှာဆိုရင်လည်းစင်ရတဲ့မိသားစုမှာမွေးမယ်ဒီဖြစ်လာတယ်ဆိုတော့ပေါ့လေပြီးရင်ဘလို့မှပျော်ရွှင်မှုဆိုတာမရှိနိုင်ဘူးအပေါ်ကတည်းကရှိမှတော့ဘလို့ပျော်ဟုတ်တယ်ပြီးရင်ယောက်ျားတစ်ယောက်ဖြစ်ခဲ့ရရှိတော့မိန်းမအနေနဲ့ပြန်မွေးလာအဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကမြတ်စွာဘုရားကဘာကြောင့်မိန်းမဖြစ်ရလဲဆိုတဲ့ဟာမျိုးမျိုးရှိတယ်အဓိကအဖြစ်မိန်းမတင်မိန်းမဖြစ်တာများတယ်ဘာဖြစ်လဲဆိုတော့တစ်လုံးကိုမိန်းမလုပ်တယ်လုပ်လာတဲ့ခါမှာဒီကနေ့မှလည်းအဲ့ထက်ကိုပြန်ဆွဲပြီးတော့မိန်းမရဲ့သူ့ရဲ့ဗီဇာလေးရပါတော့ဒါပေမဲ့ယောက်ျားစံတဲ့ပေမဲ့ကာမတုမိတ်ဆွေကန်ကျူးလွန်ထားတဲ့လူစီအမိန်းမအနေနဲ့ပြန်ဝေးနိုင်တယ်ဝေးပြဖို့များတယ်ဆိုပြီးတော့မြတ်စွာဘုရားပြောထားရှိဟုတ်နော်အဲ့လိုပဲကျွန်တော်တို့သိကြတယ်အချောက်အနေနဲ့မွေးမယ် Okay so guys look at number 6 what is that being reborn as a sexual pervert what is that Okay, so it could be anything. So here it includes a lot of stuff. Sexual pervert. Okay, sexual pervert could be a guy but want to be a girl or want to have sex with guys or be a gay. Those kind of stuff all included under this. All right. Now, being gay is considered very, very inferior in Buddhism and in Asian culture. I know not in this country. Okay, but in Burmese culture, in Asian culture, and in Buddhist culture, being a gay is not well accepted. Now, as you know, in this country also, only in democratic states. You're in California, you're gay, you're fine. Okay, you're in New York, you're fine. But if you go to Republican states, you think you'll be fine?
Less fun.
Not really. You'll be less. In Burma, it's fine too, but people look down on you. And in Republican state, they look down on you. You go to Florida today, what will happen? You guys follow politics in Florida?
Florida's great.
Gays are not welcome, right? The governor of the Florida, gays are not welcome.
Because Florida's
Florida is a Republican state, and they strongly believe in Christianity. So the Christianity does not allow gay and lesbian either. If we're talking about like Catholic don't accept that either, just like Buddhism too. They look down on that. So they're fighting in Florida. The governor is fighting with Disney. Right? You guys have been to Disney World. Some of you guys have been to Disney World, right? Disney World is a big one, and they make a lot of money. The Disney make a lot of money, but now the Florida governor is fighting with Disney because Disney wants to stand for gay and lesbian LGBT organization, and the Florida governor said no, you can't. Right? So there's a big fight. So a lot of religions look down on being gay and lesbian. Right? Now, the Buddhism do not look down on gay and lesbian. But Buddhism does explain, though, why someone become a gay and lesbian. Now, if you look at medically, right, being a gay and lesbian used to be a psychological disease. Okay? Not anymore. So in medicine, we have what we call DSM-5, which is a textbook for psychiatric disorders. It used to be being a gay, being a lesbian, used to be under the psychological disease handbook. Today it's not in there anymore. We removed that because we don't take that as a disease anymore. Okay? Now, being gay and lesbian become a very hot political issue. That's why you guys do a lot of debate at school. You guys get education from school, not to discriminate gays and lesbians, right? Because there are a lot of problem issues. Okay, it's a very touchy issue. The Buddhism does not discriminate gays and lesbians, but Buddhism does explain if you do negative energy, if you do bad karma, you could end up having those kind of desire and those kind of derangement in your chemistry. You're born physically as a boy, but your hormones could be opposite, or the vice versa. Okay. Oh, okay. So, ကျွန်တော်တို့ကဒါမှဒီကာမေတုမိတ်ဆာစရာကိုကျူးလွန်ရင်နောက်တစ်ခုကဘာဖြစ်တယ်လဲဆိုတော့6အနေနဲ့မွေးလာမယ်နော်နဘုံတကပန်တုတ်အနေနဲ့မွေးလာဗုဒ္ဓဘာသာဒီ6တွေနဘုံတကပန်တုတ်တွေကိုဗုဒ္ဓဒီသူကမခွဲခြားဘူးနေတယ်လို့မပြောဘူးဗမာနိုင်ငံမှာနေလို့ပြောတာကျွန်တော်တို့ဗမာတွေရဲ့ကာ6ပါနော်ဗုဒ္ဓရဲ့ကာ6တော့မဟုတ်ဘူးဒါပေမဲ့ဗုဒ္ဓဘာသာဘာတော့ပြောလဲဆိုတော့ဒီလူတွေဒီလူတွေဒီအရင်ဘဝကကာမတုမိတ်ဆာစာကံကျူးလွန်ခဲ့လို့6အနေနဲ့မွေးလာတယ်ယောက်ျားလေးနဲ့မွေးပြီးတော့မိန်းမစိတ်ပေါက်တယ်မိန်းမလေးနဲ့မွေးပြီးတော့ယောက်ျားလေးပေါက်တယ်နော်အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့အရင်တော့ဒီနိုင်ငံမှာလည်း DSM-5 ဆိုတဲ့စာအုပ်ရှိတယ်ဒါစိတ်ယောဂါတွေကိုထည့်ထားရမှတ်ထားတဲ့စာအုပ်ပေါ့နော်အရင်တော့ဒီ6ဆိုရင်ဒါစိတ်ယောဂါတစ်ခုအနေနဲ့ဒီ DSM-5 ဆိုတဲ့စာအုပ်ထဲမှာထည့်ထားတယ်ဆရာဝန်တွေကဒါ60ဆိုရင်ဒါစိတ်ယောဂါဒါနဲ့အခုဒီနိုင်ငံမှာဒါကိုစိတ်ယောဂါတစ်ခုလို့လမ်းခံတော့ဘူးပြောလည်းမပြောရဘူးပြောရင်ဒါ extreme လောက်တာတရားစွဲလို့ရတယ်နော်အခုမထည့်တော့ဘူးဒါပြောင်းလာတာပေါ့လေဒါပေမဲ့ဒါကလည်းကျွန်တော်ဒီ California တို့ New York တို့ Democratic State တွေမှာပဲများတယ် Republican State တွေဖြစ်တဲ့ဥပမာ Florida ဆိုရင်မရသေးဘူးနော် Florida Governor အစသူက gay တွေ lesbian တွေလမ်းခံတော့ Disney နဲ့ဒါကို fight နေကြတယ်နော်ခုနအဲ့ဒါကိုပြောရှင်းပြ So encountering disgrace having physical deformities, being separated from beloved ones, being inflicted with loss of wealth. It's very similar to number 3. Okay? So these 11 consequences are when you break the third precept. Like in a row, you go lema, Yanama Piayebu, Muila and Chimson, some Muila that day, Namule Engari, just see you Muila that day. No, my Jolly Umabala. နော်ဟိုအင်္ဂါတူနေတာတော့နော်အင်္ဂါဟိုမြောက်ဒီမြောက်ဖြစ်နေတာတော့အဲ့လိုဟာတွေပေါ့နော်ခြေလက်မစုံတာတွေနော်ပြီးရင်ဟိုချစ်တဲ့လူနဲ့ခွဲခွာနေရတယ်ပြီးရင်ကိုယ့်ရဲ့စီးပွားရေးပြတ်မယ်ဒီဟာတွေအားလုံးကိုဒီကျွန်တော်တို့ကာမေတုမိတ်ဆာဆိုတော့ကျိုးလို့ဖြစ်နေတယ် right do you have any other question no anybody have any question about this right that you don't agree on what Buddhism takes on sexual misconduct. No? Hopefully you're not going to do any sexual misconduct. Right? Okay, let's. So, this is in Burmese. So, and if you look at the picture, so those who break the precept, if they end up in a type of hell, now the hell is in such that, so these guys broke the precept, one to hell. A type of hell where these dogs chase them, they run, and if they can't escape, these dogs will eat them alive. Now, once they see some tree, they'll climb the tree to escape from the dogs, but these trees are filled with thorns, big, huge thorns. So that's the kind of hell that people who break that precept go to. Okay? So that's if you believe in Buddhism. I'm using Mr. Thorgan Chuma Chopapiro, Nieta Shido, Eddie Neyema, Queen Jidiga, Line. တိုက်စားမယ်ရှင်းတော့လားတကယ်လို့ခွင်းတက်ကြီးကလွတ်ရှင်လို့အပင်မှာပြတဲ့ရင်အပင်တွေဒီစူးပေါင်းမြောင်များစွာနဲ့အပင်တွေစူးတွေစူးပြီးတော့နောက်ဆုံးတော့သိရ အဲ့လိုမျိုးငရေကိုရောက်မယ်ဆိုပြီးတော့မြတ်စွာဘုရားဟောထားရှိတယ်အဲ့တော့ခုနဆက်တဲ့ချက်ကိုဒါတော့မလို့ကျွန်တော်တို့ရေးထားတာနော်မိစ္ဆာစာရကျူးလွန်ဂျာပါလက်တိချမ်းသာစေအဋ္ဌိတန်တုတ်မျိုးရုပ်ခါခါမျက်နာမလရှက်ရလေလက္ခဏာအိန္ဒြေရွင်းသွေချွတ်သိမ်စိုးရင်များလာချက်သူပါသည်ရှောင်းကအပြန်အကျိုးရသည်အခုနဆက်တစ်ချက်ကိုဒါဆရာတော်လေးကလင်္ကာလေးလိုလုပ်ပေးထားနော်အဲ့တော့ဆရာတော်လေးဆိုတော့ဒါအလုပ်ကြက်ထားတယ်နော်တို့တချို့ဒီမှာလည်းအလုပ်ကြက်ကြ Okay so all right so now the question is why does Kamisu Mishashara happen and that's according to Buddhism in United States I just told you second conduct is a big umbrella it could be a lock it could be attached right depends on whether that person favor you or not okay but what does Buddhism say so there are 4 elements you're going to fulfill all those 4 elements to say someone has broken the 3rd precept right all right Ricky what's number 1
Legal or illicit sex partner.
okay Kenneth number 2
Thinking to engage in sexual activity with that person.
Yeti number 3
Active engagement is with that person.
Jackson number 4 all right so according to Buddhism you got to meet all these 4 criteria only then should make sure happen okay some of these are very obvious some are not that obvious illegal or illicit sex crime what's the definition of illegal or illicit sex crime
Child.
okay you cannot have sex with child that's very obvious yes
Yeah.
but what are the other yes
Your parents.
your parents oh horrible right yeah but
Oh,
let's say yeah.
minors.
Oh. let's say I have a girlfriend let's say I'm single right I'm dating a girl okay I sleep with her do I have problem is that an illegal or illicit sex partner
Yes.
Oh no.
No. Well, how old's the girl?
she's 22
No.
No,
No.
I guess
No.
not. It's a weird age difference, but no.
no let's say you're 22 also
Oh.
your boyfriend or your girlfriend is also 22 now you guys have sex and you agree is that breaking some precept
Yes.
yes or no
No, that's not.
no yes
It's
No.
agreed. Wait, what?
Agreed.
it's agreed upon but
So then no.
now, I'm not talking about legally here in this country, okay? I'm talking about from the Buddhist standpoint. Is it illicit? Or is it acceptable?
What's
That's
the
illicit
mean?
from Buddhism.
Illicit means illegal. Illicit means that not acceptable by the standard of Buddhism or standard of your culture.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
No?
Illicit.
We'll discuss further because that's what the debate is, right? The rest is kind of intention to engage. Yeah, you have intention. If you did it, you have intention. But there are a lot of examples and sutra and stories that number 2 is not there. Okay? Or number 3 is not there. Number 4 is not there. But for today discussion, 2, 3, 4 kind of obvious, right? So we're going to look at number 1. All right? So that you understand what it means by the law of the United States and what is meant by the law of Buddha. Okay. အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကကာမီတုမိတ်ဆက်ဆိုတဲ့ဘယ်ချိန်မှမြောက်တယ်ဟုတ်လားငါမတတ်မမီလားငါဘာသွားတယ်ငါလည်းအသက်ကြီးပြီငါလည်းအသက်လူတွေတူကာမလေးတယောက်နဲ့ငါသဘောတူပြီးတော့သွားအိတ်လိုက်တယ်သူလည်းသဘောတူတယ်ငါလည်းသဘောတူတယ်နော်အရက်ဆိုင်မှာသွားတွေ့တယ်ဘာဖြစ်လဲဟုတ်လားဒါဒီကာမတုမိတ်ဆက်ဆိုတဲ့မြောက်ပါလားနော်မြတ်စွာဘုရားကပြောထားတယ်နော်အဲ့ဒါတွေကိုကျွန်တော်တို့ကဆွေးနွေးမယ်အဲ့တော့ဒီမှာမြတ်စွာဘုရားကောင်းမှုမိစ္ဆာစာပြန်များဖို့၄ခုပြည့်စုံပါမယ်ဒီ၄ခုတွေကတစ်ခုမပြည့်စုံဘူးဆိုရင်ကောင်းမှုမိစ္ဆာစာမမြောက်နော်မတော်လာအတော်မိမဖြစ်ခြင်းကျွန်တော်တို့သိရမှာမတော်လာအတဲ့မိမဆိုဘယ်လိုမိမမျိုးလဲနော်အဲ့တော့ကိုမိမကိုမိဝဲလို့သိရှိတယ်မိဝဲရလုံးဝပြုခြင်းပါရခြင်းအဲ့တော့ဒါတွေကနှစ်သုံးလေးကကျွန်တော်တို့အနေနဲ့တိတ် discuss လုပ်ဆရာမလိုဘူးဒါပေမဲ့မြတ်စွာဘုရားတုတ်တန်နေ we need တွေမှာအများကြီးရှိတယ်တချို့ဘုန်းကြီးတွေတချို့ဦးသိန်းတွေဦးသိန်းဝင်ပြီးတော့မှသူအရင်မိန်းမလာပြီးတော့အတင်းလုံးလို့ဖြစ်သွားတဲ့ဟာတွေမှာ we need တွေမှာအများကြီးရှိတယ်နော်ကျွန်တော်တို့ we need မှာ we need မှာမြတ်စွာဘုရားဒီကာမတုမိတ်ဆာဆရာကံနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့စောက်ထုတ်ထုတ်လို့ရတယ်တချို့စာတွေဒီကျွန်တော်တို့လူလောကမှာကျွန်တော်တို့စေးကြောင်းတွေဖတ်တဲ့မကောင်းတဲ့အညီဟောက်စောက်တဲ့တော်ဆိုးသေးတဲ့ဟာတွေဥပမာရိုက်ပါဥပမာမိလိန်နာပညာမှာလိမ့်ဆန်တဲ့အကာမတုမိတ်ဆာဆရာဆက်သက်မိကိုတွေပါအဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်ဗုဒ္ဓဘာသာကိုခိုင်ကြရင်ဘုရားမလိလာခိုင်သိမှာမဟုတ်ဗုဒ္ဓဘာသာကအသေးလေးပါနော်ဘယ်ဟာဒီကာမတုမိတ်ဆာဆရာကမြောက်တယ်မမြောက်ဘူးလေနော်အဲ့မှာမိလိန်နာမင်းကြီးကနေပြီးတော့ရှင်နာသိကိုမိတယ်မိကုန်းတွေချုပ်မိကုန်းတွေဆိုရင်ကြည့်လိုက်ရင်ကျွန်တော်မျက်လုံးပြူသွားနော်လိမ့်ဆန်တဲ့ကာမတုမိတ်ဆာဆရာစက်ကဟာအစရောက်သလားမမြောက်ဘူးလားအဲ့လိုဟာဈေးလေးပါနော်အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကဒါတွေကိုဆွေးနွေးတဲ့အခါမှာဒီချက်တွေအကျုံးဝင်လာတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့လက်ရှိဒီနေ့ကျွန်တော်ကလေးတွေသင်နေတဲ့အချိန်မှာကျွန်တော်တို့လူများစုတက်ကတော့ဒီနံပါတ်1ကိုသင်ကြဟုတ်တယ်ဘာလို့ဆိုနံပါတ်1နဲ့3လေးကများသွားပြန်ကာမတုမိတ်ဆာဆရာဖြစ်ပြီဆိုတော့ဖြစ်ကြတာများတာနော် Okay so who is considered as a sexual partner so let's look at it here all right go to read that please
Oh damn. A woman who is under the guardianship of her mother, father, parents, brother, sister, relative, tribe, or clan, but not friends. Go on.
So there are 3 different categories. Okay. So the first category is a woman who is under the guardianship of her mother. Now it doesn't mention age. Okay. A girl could be 25. Fully legal age in this country, right? But if they are under the care of their mother or father or both, or parents are dead, but she has brothers or she has sisters or relatives or tribal clan or demand friends. Now, if you sleep with that girl, that's the no, illicit sex partner. So do you think if you go date a girl at a bar because you're 22, will you be spared from that precept? No. According to Buddhism, no. According to U.S. law, you're fine. You're 22. You're about 21. Okay? And you have the consensual partnership. You're totally fine. But in Buddhism, it's a no. Can you read that for us, please? A woman
has been engaged to a certain man, is to be married to the king, has been purchased by a man and living with him as his wife, willingly living together with a man, on being given properties of living together with a man, on being given footing of living together with a man.
So remember, some of these are during the time of Buddha. At that time, there is about slavery, right? Some women are bought as a slave. Okay? But you can't go have sex with that slave of someone. Okay? So certain things are not pertinent to today. A woman who has been engaged to a certain man. Oh, here in this country, they're engaged, but she's engaged, but she's not married yet. I can sleep with her. Right? But no, you can't. It's to be married to the king. No, you'll be killed. Right? Has been purchased by a man and living with him as his wife. That's during the time of slavery, not today. Is willingly living together with a man. So you have a friend, you know that friend she's living together with someone else. You can't sleep with that person. That is sexual misconduct. Willingly living together with a man, being given properties is living together with a man, on being given clothing is living together with a man. The Buddhism is pretty strict on who is the legal sexual partner. William, could you read this?
A woman who is married to a man with the approval of the elders formerly has to gather firewood and carry water, but has now been taken as a wife, is slave as well as a wife, is an employee as well as a wife, is a prisoner of war who has been forced to become a wife, is a prostitute.
Okay. So some of these, does not apply to a lot of us these days. Now, some people consider going to a prostitute is fine. Even I have a bunch of friends, right? They go to prostitute and their wife are fine with that. As long as she does not cheat me, she does not hang out with another girl, she is going to the prostitute, I'm fine. But according to the Buddhism, it's not fine, right? So, yes, Kevin?
What's a prostitute?
A prostitute is a woman who make money by selling her sex.
Oh.
Oh, it can also be a man, you're right. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Well, there are male prostitutes there also, you're right. So you cannot have sex with male or female prostitute. Now that is considered illicit according to the Buddhism, right? But today, is it legal in this country? No. Which country is legal to go to a prostitute? No, not all country, not in Burma. Which country is next to Burma? Thailand. So if you look at those pictures that you saw, those are from Thailand. In Thailand, there's a place that you can go there, you can actually pick and I like that girl, I like that guy, I get number this, number that. You pay money, you have sex, that's legal. But in this country, no, you can't, right? So according to the Buddhism, you can't either. Now, if you look at these 20, unfortunately, you cannot sleep with anyone unless you are married to that person. Right? Buddhism is pretty strict. Okay? All right. Any question? Any question? No. Okay. All right. That's next one. So this is from Thailand. Okay. So when you look at it, now they look like very beautiful girls, cute girls.
No.
But in Thailand, you see, they stand on the stage or on the road walk. They have numbers. All you have to do is, I like this number, and you go to the counter, you pay money, and that pen will go get that girl, and you do the business. That's totally normal for Thailand. But not in this country, not in Burma, not according to the Buddhism. Okay? အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဘုရားဘာသာမှာမြတ်စွာဘုရားကမတော်လာအပ်သောမိန်းမဘာတွေလဲဆိုတဲ့ဟာကိုအခု20ကိုအတိအကျရှင်းပြထားတာနော်။အဲ့ဒီအခု20ရဆိုရင်ကိုမိန်းမဆိုရင်ကျတဲ့မိန်းမဒီဘလို့မှထိလို့မရတဲ့မိန်းမတွေ။နော်အခုခေတ်ကြီးလိုမျိုးငါလည်းပဲတကယ်တော့သွားအိတ်လိုက်တယ်သူလည်းပဲအသက်ရည်ပြည့်နေငါလည်းတက်ပဲပြည့်နေပြီသူလည်းပဲကတော့ငါတော့ကြငါလည်းသူ့ဘောကြတာမရဘူးနော်။အဲ့တော့တရားဥပဒေကဘာမှမဖြစ်နိုင်နေနဲ့ကာမေတုမိစ္ဆာစာရကမြောက်အဲ့တော့ဒီမှာပါဠိလိုတော့ကျွန်တော်မပြောတော့ဘူးမိခင်အုပ်ထိန်းတဲ့မိန်းမဖခင်အုပ်ထိန်းတဲ့မိန်းမမိဘတစ်ပါးလုံးအုပ်ထိန်းတဲ့မိန်းမညီကိုအကိုတွေအုပ်ထိန်းတဲ့မိန်းမအမညီမတွေအုပ်ထိန်းတဲ့မိန်းမအမျိုးတွေအုပ်ထိန်းတဲ့မိန်းမဟိုတရားကျင့်ပေါ်မိန်းမဤရှိသောမိန်းမတို့ဟာတဲ့အပြူများတာဖြစ်သည်ကာမပိုင်ယောက်ျားမရှိစောက်ရှောက်သူသာရှိသည်ယောက်ျားတွေထိုးရှိသောမိန်းမတို့တွေပြောပါလေကာမတုမိစ္ဆာစာကံမြောက်သည်ထိုမိန်းမရှိကကာမတုမိစ္ဆာစာကံမဖြစ်ပေါ်တဲ့ဒီစကားကကျွန်တော်တို့ဖတ်ပေါ်စူးကြလဲစူးကြိုစူးပေါ်ဖတ်ကြလဲစူးကြိုဆိုဒီစကားလားနော်ဒီရလားအဲ့တော့ဒီမိန်းမရှိရောက်သည်တဲ့ယောက်ျားနဲ့ယောက်ျားမှာကာမတုမိစ္ဆာကံမြောက်တယ်မိန်းမမမြောက်ဘူးတဲ့ဒီကကာမတုမိစ္ဆာကံမိန်းမတော့မျက်နှာလို့ပြောလို့ရပြီမဲ့ကံရင်နေတဲ့ဆိုရင်မိန်းမယောက်ျားမျက်နှာနော်အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့နောက်နေကြကြားဘူးတယ်တူတယ်ပမာနိုင်ငံမှာဖတ်ပေါ်စူးကြလဲစူးကြိုဟဲ့စူးပေါ်ဖတ်ကြလဲစူးကြိုဆိုတဲ့ဟာလေးဒီရလာနော်ဒါဟိုပါဠိရတယ်ကြည့်ကြလာဟလားဟိုနောက်ပြီးပြောတာမဟုတ်ဘူးနော်ပြီးရင်ကိုဝင်တယ်ကလေးကအမသားသိသိခံတော့မိန်းမတချို့ကဟိုအိန္ဒိယမှာရှိတယ်နော်ပိုက်ကြီးတာနဲ့တဲ့သမီးမွေးရဲ့ငါကလည်းဒေသအဲ့လိုမျိုးဟာတွေရှိတယ်ဒါနော်အခုကတော့မရှိတော့ဘူးနော်ဥစ္စာဖြစ်ဝယ်ပေါင်းတဲ့မိန်းမယောက်ျားတစ်ယောက်ကတလားဖြစ်စေငွေပေးပြီးပျော်ပါနေတော့ပြည်တော်မှာလို့ဆိုလို့ဒီတဲ့ထိုရက်ထိုလာတွေအခြားယောက်ျားတူနဲ့ပျော်ပါနေပြည်တော်မှာနဲ့ပျော်ပါတော့ယောက်ျားဘာကာမေတုမိစ္ဆာစာကံမြောက်ပြီနော်အတိအကျရှိရနော်ပြည်တော်မှာတယောက်ကိုလူတယောက်ကငှားထားတယ်တလားဆိုပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒီအချိန်မှာနောက်တစ်ယောက်ကအဲ့ပြည်တော်မှာပျော်ပါရင်နောက်တစ်ယောက်ဒီကာမေတုမိစ္ဆာကံတိုက်တယ်တဲ့နော်အဲ့လောက်ဖြစ်တော့ဘုရားဘာသာအသေးစိတ်ပြောတာနော်အလိုတူပေါင်းတဲ့နေတော့မိမ ဥစ္စာစီးတဲ့အနေပေါင်းတဲ့နေသောမိန်းမဝတ္တတာပေါ်ပေါင်းတဲ့နေသောမိန်းမအော်ဒီမှာအများကြီးပဲနော်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဗုဒ္ဓဘာသာပြောထားတာဟုတ်ပြီလားအဲ့တော့ဒီအပေါ်ကဒီ12မျိုးပေါ့နော်အထက်ပါ12မျိုးစီတဲ့ကာမပိုင်လျောက်ကြားရှိသောကြောင့်အခြားယောက်ျားတို့နဲ့ပျော်ပါမယ်တဲ့နှစ်ဦးစလုံးကတဦးစလုံးကာမေတုမိတ်ဆာဆံကြောင့်ဒီခုနရှစ်ဦးကကြတော့ယောက်ျားလေးပဲနာဒီ12ခုကယောက်ျားမိန်းမရောကာမေတုမိတ်ဆာဆံမြောက်ဟုတ်လားတော့သဘောတူမတူယောက်ျားပဲဟိုမတူရင်တော့လေဟိုမတူဘလကားလောက်တာတစ်မျိုးပေါ့နော်သဘောတူပြီးတော့လုပ်တယ်ဆိုရင်ယောက်ျားနဲ့မကောက်ဘူးမိန်းမပါမှာမြောက်ဒီရှစ်ခုကတော့တဲ့မိန်းမသဘောတူလဲပဲသူ့ရဲ့အုပ်ချင်းကသဘောတူတဲ့အတွက်ယောက်ျားမကောက်ဘူးပဲမြောက်တယ်မိန်းမမမြောက်ဘူးလေဒါဖះကသူ့သူပြညတ်ဟိုပြောထားတာနော်ဒါဟိုကျွန်တော်ပြောရတယ်ဟုတ်ပါလားအဘုဒ္ဓရနေတယ်အဲ့တော့ဒါတွေအားလုံးကိုအတိထားရင်ကောင်းလို့တော့တာကမယ်သူမျိုးစစ်ပြ Okay all right let's move on so that's okay ဒါတော့ယောက်ျားလေးအတွက်ပါဟုတ်ဒါတော့ဥဒ္ဓဘောဇနာသင်္ခါကျမ်းဆိုတာမြတ်စွာဘုရားဟောထားတဲ့ဟိုတုတ်တန်နေအများကြီးနဲ့ပြန်ထုတ်ထားတာပေါ့နော်ဟိုဥဒ္ဓဘောဇနာသင်္ခါကျမ်းဆိုတာရောမကြီးရေးခဲ့တဲ့ကျမ်းဟိုဒါပေမဲ့အဲ့ဒါလည်းဟိုမြတ်စွာဘုရားဟောထားတဲ့တုတ်တန်နေအများကြီးပြန်ထုတ်ထားတာနော်အဲ့တော့ဒီမှာသူကဘလောက်ပြောထားလဲဆိုတော့ယောက်ျားလေးကလည်းမိမိကျမ်းမာရေးပြောတဲ့မိတော်မွေအဲ့ဒါမိမ14ဦးဆိုပြီးတော့ let's look ထားတယ်ဥဒ္ဓလာနေတဲ့မိမအလုံးမရှိတဲ့မိမညံ့တွန်းတဲ့မိမမချစ်တဲ့မိမအရွယ်ကြီးသောမိမယောဂနေဆက်သောမိမကိုယ်နဲ့အင်္ဂါချုပ်တဲ့မိမကိုယ်ဝင်သောမိမရန်သူမိမအင်္ဂါကနာနဲ့အနာရှိသောမိမလင်းရှိသောမိမမိဘစားသောအစွင့်မပေးသောမိမသီလရှင်မိမပါလေနော်အဲ့တော့ဒါဥဒ္ဓဘောဇနာသင်္ခါကျမ်းရုံးရေးထားတဲ့အကျမ်းကိုသူကထုတ်ထားတာ Okay all right so for that precept discussion you guys really what I want you to understand is why is that important okay even if you're not a Buddhist even if you don't believe in Buddhism even if you don't believe in Burmese culture you should understand how strict it is in this country okay the umbrella of the sexual assault is so big right you should understand that and you should also understand from the Buddhist standpoint also right okay now we're going to move to the song piece so this is Quantum Novus song as you know a group is a Quantum Novus group so we are going to sing this song okay so let's look at the history of this song okay all right William could you read that please
The song is based on Owada
Patimokka,
the golden speech of all Buddhas to their very first gathering of Sangha. These three things, know to evil, yes to good, watch and wash your little mood, is the holy grail of Buddhist teachings to achieve anything you want in mundane world. To fulfill any wish and eventually be liberated from the samsara rat race. It is simple but strong and deep. The song also includes how to practice that concept. We as humans in the mundane world tend to react easily, shoot from the hip. If we just take a split second and remind ourselves not to react by watching our minds and watching the negative moods, most of the animal instinct knee-jerk reflexes will dissolve. We then, after that split second, use our intellectual mind to act on the situation. We quantum novices group coins the term intellect, and Holy Canon mentions as not to generate sankhara and to have yoni so manasikara. Please enjoy the song and put in practice and be liberated.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So I have discussed about this before. All about Patimokka. Okay. I explained to you that just like United States President, when someone is inaugurated as President of the United States, they go to Oval Office, right, in the White House, and they give the speech to the country, right, for Oval House. Now, very similar is all Vada Patimokka is any Buddha, once they become enlightened, at the very first gathering of the very first Sangha, they give this speech. Now that speech tells only three things. Okay? So that three things will be what we are going to sing today. That will be our quantum novice theme song. So it's a very simple message. Okay? So the golden speech of all the Buddhas, not only this Buddha, right? Every single Buddha, to their very first gathering of Sangha, these three things: no to evil, yes to good, watch and wash your little mood, is the holy grail of Buddhist teaching. In mundane world, rat race, it is simple but strong and deep. This also includes how to practice that concept, as we as humans in the mundane world tend to react easily. We tend to shoot from the hip. You guys know that idiom, right? That's strong. Long time ago, right? People tend to shoot, and people tend to react and shoot from the hip. They don't even aim, just shoot from the hip. Or if we just take a split second and remind ourselves not to react by watching our mind and watching the negative mood, most of the animal instinct nature reflexes will dissolve. We then, after that split second, use our intellectual mind to act on the situation. We call it intellect. And Pali cannot mention it, Yoni Solomon Sikara. The Lord in his own channel, yes, of Piarai Piarai, the Lord D. Gorman, Miss of Piarai Gao, Miss of Piarai Piarai. Susu, Miss of Piari, Yapo be Mazo, then I suit your neck how over a month. I over a body mama, horribly, that a Gamusha, Gamusa, Pure Secuta. A legal, general, clearly go in a little kind. Be Dima, Baba check out the answer. Take over blue pion timely. So in general, Miana so rejection there. Don't react yourself when I focus on the touch of the happy. Don't really. The cool play down it. Go a train. A time in. Say me, so me. Young old me. Clear so there. You see the pit me, chow sound me. My pillow that's your happy. Don't react. အဲ့တော့ react လုံးမဲ့အစားကျွန်တော်တို့က react မလုပ်ခင်နဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကဘာလို့ခေါ်လဲဆို intellect ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ split second အကြာကြီးမဟုတ်ဘူးအကြာကြီးခေါင်းကိုခံပြီးတော့သိခံခိုင်းတာမဟုတ်ဘူးနော်အဲ့ဒီဟာလေးကို react မလုပ်ခင်နဲ့နည်းနည်းလေး second ပိုင်းလေးနဲ့စဉ်းစားလိုက်ပါတဲ့ intellect ဆိုဉာဏ်လေးထည့်ပြီးစဉ်းစားပါဉာဏ်လေးထည့်ပြီးစဉ်းစားပြီးတော့မှလုပ်တဲ့နေထားကိုလုပ်ပါလို့ပြောတာနော်ဟောဒါလေးကိုကျွန်တော်တို့ကကလေးတွေကိုချင်းနေနဲ့ဆိုမယ်ကြတာတီးကြမယ်နော် alright so this is the melody of Love Me Tender. Okay, so I'm going to sing in an old way because I'm an old guy, but you guys will sing in your own way, and you will sing in your version.
Oh.
So I will sing for you, okay? But that is an old way of Elvis Presley, "Love Me Tender." Okay, so you have part of this song. And all of you know Presley, right? Yes. But you may not know him well, but he's a very famous person, right? So the Love Me Tender song, love me tender, love me true. That song. Okay, same thing.
I have no idea what that is.
So no do evil, yes, to good. Watch and wash your little mood. Evil angels breaking precepts. Goodness keeping etiquette. No to evil, yes, to good. Watch and wash your little mood. It's not good to ever react. Watch and wash with intellect. Don't react. Use self-awareness. Focus on the touch. I want all of you to shout together here. So I hope it's not that difficult for you, right? But the way that I sing is an older version. So Yadi will sing little. Go to the mic.
Oh,
So
sir.
Yadi will sing a little faster. You might like it better the way that you sing. Okay. So you go for it, and
Let's see.
we'll string together the last sentence. Okay. All right. You go.
Oh yes, good. Wash and wash your little evil and self-breaking precepts. Good means keeping etiquette. No to evil, yes to good. Watch and wash your little. It's not good to ever react. Watch and wash within.
Don't react. Use the awareness. Focus on the message. So next week we meet. I'm sure Yadi and Ricky will play together. But Kevin, you're really good at piano. I will expect you find this lyric, and I'll send you this lyric. But you just find the left lieutenant and play with piano. Do you think you can do it?
I can.
Yeah. Yadi can help you. And Nolan, can you play your ukulele or even violin with this? You play violin still or? Oh, okay. She'll play violin. Oh, Sophia does? Who's Sophia?
Sophia wins.
Oh, Sophia does. Okay.
At least
All right.
she used
So-
to. She plays the.
Maybe you can play with your ukulele then. All right. And Kevin, you'll play with the piano? Yeah. Okay. All right. So why don't we all sing together? You will play. You guys sing together. We'll listen. Okay. All right. So
I got it.
Yadi, go.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
No, oh yeah, the good, wash and wash the little feet. The free precepts, good in keeping etiquette. No, oh yes, the good, wash and wash the little It's not good to ever react. Wash and wash within. Don't use the words. Focus on the touch. So I really want you to memorize this song and repeat it again and again so that it ingrains in your subconscious mind and in your memory. Okay. All right. So.ကျွန်တော်တို့ကဒီမှာဒီquantum lobes ဒီကလေးတွေအတွက်ရှင်းနေပါတော့။ခုနကကျွန်တော်အင်္ဂလိပ်လိုဆိုသွားတယ်။ဒါတော့ဗမာလိုပေါ့နော်။မကောင်းမှုရှောင်ကောင်းမှုဆောင်ဖြစ်အောင်စိတ်ကိုထား။မကောင်းမှုဒီဝါရိတ်ဒီပေါက်ဒီကျိုးပြက်ပြ။ကောင်းမှုဆိုညာစီကံများဇာရိတ္တတွေပွား။မကောင်းမှုရှောင်ကောင်းမှုဆောင်ဖြစ်အောင်စိတ်ကိုထား။တုံ့ပြန်ခြင်းဒီအလကားစိတ်ကလေးကိုဖြစ်အောင်ထားပညာရည်ဖြင့်စေးဆိုလားမတုံ့ပြန်မဲ့အဒီကအမြဲထိတိုင်းသိစေတာဒါတော့ကျွန်တော်ဗမာလိုပြန်ထားတာပေါ့နော်တိတ်ပြီးတော့အင်္ဂလိပ်နဲ့ပြန်ရဆိုတော့အရင်တော့ဘာမှဖြစ်ဘူးခုနpractice ချက်လို့တော့ဆိုလို့မရဘူးပေါ့နော်ဒါပေမဲ့ကျွန်တော်တင်းညာတန်ကြကကျွန်တော်ဆိုလို့ရမယ်ကျွန်တော်ချင်းရတယ်သိမကျွမ်းတော့ပေါ့နော်ပြောချင်တာတော့မြတ်စွာဘုရားဟောထားတဲ့ဒီဩဝါဒပိုင်းတော့မှာပါတဲ့မကောင်းမှုရှာကောင်းမှုဆောင်ဖြစ်အောင်စိတ်ကိုထားဆိုတဲ့အားလေးရဲ့မကောင်းစာပါလေမကောင်းမှုဆိုတာကကျွန်တော်တို့က၅ပါးသီလကိုချိုးဖောက်ထားတာမကောင်းတာပေါ့နော်ပြီးရင်ကောင်းတယ်ဆိုတာပါလေကောင်းတယ်ဆိုတာခုနဇာရိတ္တတွေဒါကဝါရိတ္တတွေပေါ့နော်ဒီ၅ပါးသီလဝါရိတ္တခုနဇာရိတ္တတွေအားလုံးဒီကောင်းတာတွေနော်ဒီကောင်းတဲ့ဟာတွေကောင်းမှုဆိုတာလေစီကံဇာရိတ္တတွေကိုကျွန်တော်ပွားရမယ်ပြီးရင်မကောင်းမှုရှာကောင်းမှုဆောင်ဖြစ်အောင်စိတ်ကိုထားခုနတုံ့ပြန်ခြင်းဒီလကားဆိုတာမတုံ့ပြန်ပါနဲ့တဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့မြတ်စွာဘုရားသင်္ခါရတွေမဖြစ်စေနဲ့ပေါ့နော်သင်္ခါရတွေမဖြစ်စေနဲ့ပြီးရင်စိတ်ကလေးကိုဖြစ်အောင်ထားပြီးရင် ညာရည်ဖြင့်ဆေးဖို့လားဆိုတဲ့ဟာကကျွန်တော်တို့ react မလုပ်ဘဲနဲ့ခုနသင်္ခါရတွေမဖြစ်စေဘဲနဲ့ပညာလေးနဲ့ဟိုပြီးတော့မှလိုအပ်တယ်လို့ပဲကိုကပြန်ပြီးတော့ပြုမယ်ဆိုရင်မတုံ့ပြန်ပဲတတိကအမြဲခြေတိုင်းတည်တည်လားဆိုတဲ့ဟာဒီကျွန်တော်တို့ clay တွေအတွက်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီ bottom notice support လေးအတွက်ဒီကချက်ဖြစ်သွားเนาะဟုတ်ကဲ့ပါ okay so here's the take home message which is basically the song okay so I want you to remember the song memorize it and you should be reciting that back to your parents today and next week okay